allowing Heiser to wind through the pack, but John Corbin waves it off. No points, a one-jam penalty again to Renee Blevins. And I think what's happening, Renee Blevins' enthusiasm is beginning to cost her team right there and cost them 2 points.
And some frustration in the face of Janet Abraham as her enforcers are down 15-13.
Texas 15, New York 13. Welcome back to RollerJam Arena. At the end of 3, the Rustlers leading the enforcers, Hawk by 2. What a low-scoring third period, but Texas still...
Enforcers to come out and start blowing these guys away, but I guess I have to say I am becoming a Texas Rustler believer.
You've really got to question the intelligence of Renee Blevins. He cost the team 2 points, picked up the one-jam penalty, said something to referee Sean Corbin, got a second jam. So now Chris Cheadle sits in the penalty box. For the first 2 jams, Texas has to skate short-handed, clinging to this 2-point lead. And you see John Morrissey dispatch Sigmund Williams very quickly. You just know that the New York enforcer men, there you see Cheadle, he's got 2 jams to sit out. The enforcer men are going to turn up the physical play and try and intimidate the Texas Rustlers. That's been their strong point. That's their strategy all season long. As you see Tim Washington break up the double block, but he did a little too early. Daly and his teammate Bill Daly, number 49, now Washington goes through, but again he did it too early. John Morrissey unable to get through. Washington's got to be thinking of busting the place. Now he takes no chances. A double Texas Bulldog, but wait a minute. Sean Corbin waves off the points.
Well, yeah, the points were taken away from John Morrissey. I think that might have been a penalty right there as Sigmund Williams goes down, but there you see the penalty. Tim Washington and his rule went in a downward motion around the heads when he attempted the Texas Bulldog. John Morrissey's points are taken away. Tim Washington, you see the frustration in the shoulders of Tim Washington as points are taken away from the New York enforcer.
Sean Corbin giving a one-jam penalty to Tim Washington, which evens up the side 4-4 for hitting above the shoulders. Hawk's got to give Sean Corbin all the credit in the world, except for that halftime altercation involving Sean Atkinson, who had no business. He has really controlled this game.
Well, that was the Skull's fault. You see frustration on the behalf of Tim Washington. He twice went through the double block. The Skull would not stay on his hip, so in frustration, he takes him down with a Bulldog and gets the penalty. That's the Skull's fault.
15-13, Texas Rustlers, 5 minutes to go. This is the first time they have ever had a lead in the WSL late in the game. And now, Abrera and Williams tangle up in their own skates with a little help from Giovanni and Leon. Giovanni and Leon closing, D'Amato back. Great job of blocking by Bill Roquevert. And D'Amato with a forearm sends Roquevert right out of the track. D'Amato absolutely cleaning house, and you saw D'Amato heads-up play, signaling to his jammers to cut it off. 4 points as both jammers score for the New York Enforcers.
Well, you said it looked like he was cleaning house. To me, it looked like he was building the house. Right here, Mark D'Amato looks like, bam, putting up a little aluminum siding. He's got a hammer. He's got a nail. Of course, now he gets 2 points for his New York Enforcers. These guys always have a way of coming and putting it together when it matters, Ken. Now they have the lead.
17-15, the Enforcers. This is the first time they've had the lead in a long, long time. But trying to take it back. Chris Cheadle out, the lead jammer. Number 45 in yellow for the Rustlers. Craig Fisher trying to block, giving Cheadle the opportunity, but Giovanni goes by him, as does Morrissey. Sends Fisher out through the rail. Chris Cheadle, look out. You've got 2 enforcers gaining on you. New York clinging to a 2-point lead. Giovanni sends down Cheadle. You see the frustration on Chris Cheadle. And here come the enforcers, but Big Bill Daly, 6 feet 200 out of New Jersey. That's number 49 with the elbow to the Giovanni. Morrissey's going to try to sneak by on the inside, goes outside. That doesn't work. Daly again nails Giovanni into the railing. Now is able to get by D'Amato. D'Amato calling his charges on. Daly doing a great job as we come under 5 seconds left in the jam. Can Giovanni get by? No points. What an incredible job of blocking by 49 Bill Daly.
Well, we've seen incredible blocking all day by these Texas Rustlers. As Bill Roquefort and Brian Gamble get right into it, Ken. We saw a carbon copy of this with a blocker, Renee Blevins, going after Karen Magnuson in the third period. Here we see Roquefort going right after Gamble. These guys are standing their ground as it's 17-15, the New York Enforcers, but it's still in a tight one, Ken.
I've got to think the pressure of this game may have gotten to Brian Gamble. He lost it, was sent to the penalty box for a two-jam major penalty for fighting. Incredible opportunity now for Texas with a man advantage the next two jams. And there you see, trying to take advantage very quickly for the Rustlers is Brian Gallagher as they come around Texas trailing by 2.
Well, usually the Enforcers, we talk about their dirty play. They always play smart in the clutch, Ken, and find a way to win. Brian Gamble, he should have remembered they were down only up by 2 slim points. He lost his head.
And now you see Bill Daly, for whatever reason, holding up Brian Gallagher. They've got a play in mind. You see the double block set up by Tim Washington and Dan Gavani. Let's see what Daly has in mind. There it is, the lift. He goes over 2. He goes under D'Amato. What a job being done by Brian Gallagher. Certainly one of the key players, and he keeps skating. He's trying to get more. He tries to get by Blaise Leon. 4 points for Brian Gallagher. He went high for 2, low for 1, and on the track for number 4. What a job by Gallagher.
Well, he got 4 big points for his Texas Rustlers, but it was an even better job. He didn't get credit for the 1 point he should have got for Brian Gamble in the penalty box. Kid, it should have been 5 points for Brian Gallagher.
We're down just over 1 minute. Again, the Enforcers still skating short-handed. And boy, it costs them on that one. This is the first time the Texas Rustlers, with 1 minute to go in the game, have ever had a lead in the WSL. It's Abrera and Williams out jamming for Texas. Dan Gavani and Nicole Morrissey, they're 2 of the craftiest jammers New York has. Down goes Williams. It's all up to Marcus Abrera. At 5'8", 160, number 43, and forget Abrera as he is out over the railing. It's Morrissey and Gavani. 40 seconds left.
And they better hustle, Ken. They only got a couple of seconds left.
And now Bill Daly back to block. Can Daly hold them off? 30 seconds. Rustlers are up 19-17. D'Amato with a forearm to the back of the neck of Bill Daly. Close call, but Sean Corbett said it was just below the neck. Waves it on. Now he calls off the jam. 10 points for the New York Enforcers.